Hey, swinging from the fences, Holden here, hanging out with Hoop and AP. AP, I haven't seen you in like ages, man. What's going on?
Been a while, man.
No hat, get a haircut.
Yeah,
Fancy.
yeah. Haircut last week. You know, got to look fresh for you and Hoop, of course.
Yeah, I was surprised. I clicked on the schedule. I'm like, I haven't seen AP in ages, man. Dude's been busy. So I got you today. I'm happy to be seeing you again. Hoop's down here after a successful cash game show last week. Now we're ready to do some football. But it's baseball day. We still have 9 more games on this slate. We still got a week and a half in the season. God, this season went really fast, didn't it, Hoop?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's already coming to an end. But as someone that's doing content for all these sports, I welcome the end of baseball.
What do you mean? We had nothing to do for like 6 months.
I know. But like football and I'm a big basketball, big football.
Yeah.
Obviously enjoy some baseball, but I don't know. I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, all right. Very good. Playoffs are coming up in a bubble soon. Let's start with you here, AP. We got starting pitchers 3 with a 33% or higher K rate tonight. Cole, DeGrom, and Giolito. And the difference between the DeGrom and the other two is that the Phillies aren't playing with their best hitter probably in JT Realmuto. So what are you thinking here at the top end of the pitchers tonight? Cash, GPP, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it does matter. I think you could like play both of those guys, and they're really safe, really good options. I prefer Cole slightly ahead of DeGrom. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pivot off one of them. I think moving off both of them is just an absolute, terrible decision tonight. Both these guys just are, pitching so good right now. So I don't – and like Cole is super cheap for the upside that he has. And like DeGrom is super cheap. And so both those guys are the top clear options when you're looking at those guys that, have 33 plus strike upside.
What do you think there, Mr. Hoop?
So for cash games, the goal is clearly just going to be to play DeGrom and Cole, and it's pretty easy to do so. I mean, if you lock both those guys in, you're left with 3.7K. And there's some pretty cheap hitters in good spots. We'll talk about it when we get to the offenses. So for cash games, it's pretty clear. Like just you play DeGrom, you play Cole, and you find a couple cheap bats, which we do have. We already have in good lineup spots, which, like I said, we'll discuss when we get to the offenses. But yeah, it's Cole, it's DeGrom. Obviously, in tournaments, this pairing is going to be very popular. So AP strategy of pivoting off one of those guys, I think, makes a lot of sense.
All right, guys, hit the like button. Ladies, too. We got 200 and a quarter. One of you going to get some swag today. So, boys, let's really dive into this pitching slate. And below the top 3 AP, Dylan Bundy, Zach Wheeler, Lance McCullers. I'm just throwing some names out. Cole Hamels is back tonight. Probably a little iffy there. Tariq Skubal. There's some other guys that we can mix in there with one of the top shelf guys. Who are they, Hoop? Who are they, AP? Excuse me. I went to AP first. Apologize. AP, what's up?
Yeah, the guy I'm going to is Dylan Bundy, 9,100 on DraftKings. And, I primarily play DraftKings, so I'm going to need 2 pitchers tonight. And, like Bundy, he's not projected to be high owned. I love the matchup against Arizona. They just I'm not afraid of that lineup at all that they have out there. And Bundy's been good. Like he's going to go deep. He's pitching a ton. And I think that he's the guy. So he gives us some salary relief. He gives us 1,300 off of DeGrom. And I think he could put up a score similar to one of them. I just hope I pick the right guy between DeGrom and Cole. But that's a guy I'm going to. I was looking at Zach Wheeler, but I'm just like, Bundy is $100 more. So why not go to him?
So, Hoop, what's the rundown here with the rest of these pitchers? What's the strategery?
Yeah, so in tournaments, a couple of guys that I'm looking at would be, I agree with Bundy. I like Bundy here. He's a little price break from those top guys too. I mean, he's down at 9.91, very respectable price tag. Been pitching well. Giolito, I think you can look to as a pivot. I mean, your roster build is going to be relatively similar to the DeGrom and Cole pairings. He's right in that same range, but just a little pivot, I think, is something to look at. The one guy that's, I think, somewhat interesting for tournaments, if you go down a little cheaper, is McCullers. The results have been kind of all over the map with him. Some really good ones and some really bad ones. And really, I mean, it's truly some really, really good performances and some really, really bad performances, which makes him, I think, a good tournament option. So, my player pool at pitcher is always pretty condensed, and like I said, it's going to be probably about those 4 or 5 guys that are already touched on there.
That's it with you too, AP. That's it. That's our pool right there.
I mean, it's kind of, like you've done a bunch of shows with Big T. Like Big T, he'll eat the chalk at pitcher, and I don't mind doing that either. And just by looking at the surface of the slate, like I just don't feel comfortable spending down. I guess you have to if you want to get like the Yankees or some of these big bats into your lineups. I personally see a few different routes that I like. And so, yeah, I like spinning up at pitching tonight.
Yeah, maybe even the Royals are a viable stack here tonight.
Only a couple of them.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple.
Half of that lineup is terrible.
And unfortunately, there's some guys like Whit Merrifield is extraordinarily expensive. I was looking at him. But let's go to the hitters tonight, boys. And we'll start with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And Aaron Judge is back. And, everything's looking pretty good here for the Yankees. There's no Giancarlo Stanton, but everybody's – Luke Voit just continues to rock. Tanner Roark is a guy that gives up some fly balls. Not too concerned about the Yankees on that side, always in play, right? And then the Toronto offense, people have been kind of sleeping on the Toronto offense. This whole team has been surging, and it's an interesting play tonight, AP. Let's start with you, Toronto and the Yankees, and anything sticking out to you here.
So, yeah, like Tanner Roark, he's not good. He's actually gives up a lot more home runs than the guy last night, Tajon Walker. Isn't that who they blew up? Here's my thing, like with the Yankees. I mean, I love the spot, okay? I want to think that more people go to them since they put up 20 runs last night. They're obviously hitting the ball really well. My problem is teams after they go off tend to come back down to life. And then also when you have, an ace on the mound like Garrett Cole, I worry a little bit about run support. I feel like mentally the hitters tend to check out. If you go back and if you look at the last few times Coles has pitched, I don't think they've scored more than 5 or 6 runs in the last 4 or 5 times he's pitched. And so I worry a little bit about the run support there. And so for me, it's ownership projections. I hope the Yankees are going to be chalkier and more popular so that I can move off in tournaments. But again, it could, I could be, closing down my phone early tonight if they just go off and put up 15, 20 runs again.
Yeah, that's what it's been happening recently. How about you, Hoop? Any plays from this game, either side?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Yankees. Obviously, they're a good offense. They absolutely went off last night, like you guys both touched on, which should increase their ownership tonight. So they're not my favorite. They're probably 3 or 4, probably 4th on my list of top stacks. There's a couple bats I do have interest in, though, for cash games. Aaron Hicks batting 3rd continues to have a cheap price tag on both FanDuel and DraftKings. He's only 3.7K on DK. I believe he is 3K on FanDuel. So I have interest in him. I think he's a good cash play, batting 3rd in this lineup. That's projected to score some runs. Outside of that, like I said, they're probably 4th on my list. Definitely not playing any Blue Jays. I'm going to have a ton of Cole. We didn't really talk specifically about FanDuel pitching, but I think it comes down to Cole or DeGrom. They are both expensive, but I mean, the way the pricing is on these hitters, it's easy to work them in. So like I said, not going to have any Blue Jays bats here.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get stupid, you can just play the last 4 bats in the Phillies lineup for 8.2K on DK together. And Aaron Judge, any interest in Judge tonight, just as a one-off if you're going to stuff him in there or wait for better days? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I like him as a one-off. I mean, I'm not going to be able to probably stack the Yankees with the way that I'm building my team. So, a guy like Judge, I think, is perfect. If you're going to be underexposed to a team, like I'm going to be tonight to the Yankees most likely because I'm going to pay up for pitching. Taking their biggest bat as a one-off, I think makes a lot of sense. It kind of covers your butt a little bit. Maybe they score 8 runs and he's responsible for 6 of them, So I think that's a very good strategy in tournaments.
AP?
Yeah, Judge is projected to be the lowest owned in the group, surprisingly. I mean, not surprisingly, coming off an injury. And so I don't mind him definitely as a one-off. The things that you can do with the Yankees, you can stack – like you can go a 5 through 8 stack or a 4 through 8 stack, and it's not like that expensive. Or you get Gary Sanchez, Gio Urshela, Luke Voigt. He's $5K, but the dude has just been hitting the ball really well. So, like, if you like a Yankee stack, that's the approach I would take. I wouldn't go 1 through 5. I would go 4 through 8, 3 through. I'd get just a little bit different. If I was stacking it up, and I know there's going to be a chalky second baseman on the slate. So like, if you want to completely punt with a guy like Tyler Wade, I mean, he's put up some scores like that pay off his $2K price tag lately. I don't necessarily like that route at all. I'd rather have the power bats on the Yankees side, but it's something you could do.
Yeah, who brought up pitch? Who brought up pitch? I can't tell the difference between your damn names. It's going to drive me nuts. This is the last time the three of us doing a show together. My fault, though, because I'm an idiot. FanDuel pitching, who kind of brought it up? Was there one that you prefer as opposed to the others?
It's close. Like I said, I'm going to try to get to the DeGrom and Cole, and I think it's pretty easy. We're going to have some cheap bats. I think I might lean DeGrom. No real Muto in that lineup for the Phillies. Slight lead into him. I mean, there's a $200 savings on Cole. And I mean, $200 is not much, but if for some reason that $200 comes into play for you, like I'm totally fine going Cole over DeGrom.
AP?
I kind of like Cole tonight. I like the matchup. Philly, I don't like attacking the Phillies, even though they are without one of their top bats. Cole looked so good in his last outing. And so I'm just going to trust it. And he throw like 115, 114 pitches. So I think he threw more pitches too than DeGrom. So I'll give him the edge tonight.
All right, very good. Let's continue with these offenses though. We'll go to another game. We got some good pitchers, Mets and Phillies, right? Can't imagine there's much going on the Philly side without Real Muto. And on the Mets side, too, I wonder if there's any interest there whatsoever from either one of you guys. Hoop, let's start with you on the Mets and the Phillies. Any angles here offensively?
Yeah, so obviously going to be super high on Cole, on DeGrom, so I won't have any Phillies bats. On the Mets side, they're not super exciting offense either. And the price tags are up there for the most part. You're not getting a break on any of these guys. I mean, you're talking mid to upper 4s on the main part of their lineup. So for tournaments, I won't have any exposure to them. In terms of cash games, it's going to be the same answer. I'm playing Cole and DeGrom. So I need cheap bats, and they just don't provide that. So I'll be off both these offenses. It's a low total too. I mean, looking at 7.5 over under in this game. So I feel pretty good about, not being on the offenses.
What about you, AP?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not touching Philly. Zach Wheeler is a good real-life pitcher. He doesn't strike a lot of batters out, but, man, he limits like hard damage, limits hard contact. He's a high, ground ball pitcher. I don't think we need to go there. The slate's big enough tonight. There's a lot of options. This is just one of those spots where, like, even though I play tournaments, I don't need to get cute with this spot. We can cross it off and move on.
All right, so we got the Tigers and the Royals then, and this is interesting because Tariq Skubal is on the mound for the Tigers tonight. It's been interesting. He's thrown 17 to third innings, 23% K rate. Problem is he's almost at 11% walk rate, and the FIP is 5.8. So he's really been struggling. I mean, this is really interesting. And on the other side, we got Singer. Singer's up very similar numbers, 22% K rate. The walk rate's down a little bit, though. The FIP is a little bit lower. And you got a guy coming out of the Kansas City minor league system. You know, he's got 3 really good pitches. His fastball is about 94. His changeup works pretty well, too. So let's get to the two sides here. Hoop, the Royals, there's got to be a couple of these guys that you could think of as one-offs at the very least against Skubal, right? And then on the other side, you know, Singer, I'm not sure if you want to target him. It's not like the Tigers or anybody you got to have in your lineup. Yeah. So give us the rundown here.
Yeah, I like the Royals a little bit as a under-the-radar stack. Don't think they're going to be very popular. You know, they don't have a massive team total or anything. And that's usually the indicator for ownership in baseball, team totals. People are looking at the highest team totals and saying, you know, that's where I want to get some exposure tonight. That's the Yankees. That's the Braves. That's the Astros. That's the Angels. So they're going to come in with way lower ownership than all those other teams. And there's some upside here, but I mean, mostly at the top of the order. So definitely we'll have a Royal. If I'm building 20 teams, you know, I'm going to have at least 3 Royal stacks. In terms of cash games, I think you can look to Mondesi at shortstop. He has a cheap price tag on both sites, 2.8 on FanDuel, 3.9K on DK, which is a very reasonable price tag. So, yeah, I like him in cash games.
Hey, Pete, there's got to be a couple guys from the Royals you can tell me about, right?
Yeah, so I mean, there's the Royals lineup there's some good in it and there's some really bad in it, and you know, they hit left-handed pitching really well. The good is, you know, Witt, but he's priced way up. Mondesi, Salvi, you know, Perez, Dozier, Franco. Those guys can hit left-handed pitching really well, especially Perez, Witt, and Dozier. Then the rest, it goes downhill really fast. And I like a Royal stack, but it's super obvious the plays that I like. The plays that I like are the 1 through 5. I think they're all in play in a stack, and you got to avoid 6 through 9. And the problem is like what we saw last night. So the Royals were on a 6 or 7 game win streak. They're hitting the ball really well. And then Boyd, you know, he was hit early, but he got into a rhythm. In the bottom of the order was just super bad. And he got into his rhythm, and they couldn't do anything. And so I think for a Royal stack to work tonight, you need Witt to get off early. You need Perez to hit a bomb early. You need them to get to Skubal early, and that's how it succeeds. Otherwise, I think you're in for a long night with that stack. But I'm a fan of it. I'm going to be on that stack in one of my builds. I hope they get to him early because this Detroit bullpen is not good. So
it's a terrific point you make. You got to get to these guys early. Okay, Atlanta and Baltimore. So just my sense is Atlanta's going to be the chalk, at least, you know, when you think about Freeman, Ozuna. I mean, the whole middle of this, actually, Acuna, the whole order is going to be popular tonight. Like, how popular is Acuna going to be in the outfield, though? He's almost 6K, Hoop. Is he going to be popular in cash?
Probably not in cash games because, like I said, I assume most people will be paying up for 2 pitchers tonight, which makes it hard to roster a 6K outfielder. On FanDuel, he's 4.4. I think, you know, that's more obtainable. You can get there in cash even if you pay up at pitcher. The Braves overall are going to be probably the most popular team in a really good spot here. You know, the good part about this lineup, which I talk about frequently, I mean, it seems like they've been in a good spot here quite often, but you can get unique with this lineup. I mean, you can go to the bottom where we just talked about on the Royals. Like, you don't want to go down to that 6 through 9. Like, that's not a good spot. In this lineup, I like the 6 through 9. They all have upside. I mean, you can literally play every single batter in this lineup, all the way down to Albies batting 9th. All these guys have upside. So I have a lot of interest in the Braves. If you go ahead and just stack 1 through 4, 1 through 5, you're not going to be unique. A lot of people are going to be doing that. So this is a lineup where I'll be looking to wraparound stack, starting at 9, starting at 8, coming through, starting at the 6th spot. I just look to get unique. And I mean, there's sometimes when you go to the bottom of the lineup, you don't feel great about it. And like I said, if I'm going to the bottom of the lineup here, I do feel pretty good about it. And it's just an easy way to be different than the field.
So on the other side, AP, I want to get your thoughts on the Orioles too, but start with the Braves. And the Orioles lineup just came out a few minutes ago. Hanser Alberto, Iglesias, Mountcastle. I mean, God, the names here just Severino, Nunez, Stewart, DJ Stewart, Valleca, Hayes, and Velasquez. So does anything on the Orioles side interest you? But start with the Braves.
Yeah, I was just trying to pull that up too. I didn't see the lineup just come out. I mean, what do we expect from Cole Hamels? You know, that's kind of one of the question marks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they went cold last night. And here's the thing about the Braves. It's such a good spot. They've been really bad against left-handed pitching. If you look at their numbers, they're destroying right-handed pitching. They're getting destroyed by left-handed pitching outside of Ozuna and Duvall. So those are two guys that I don't mind. But a full stack here, it's one of those spots, again, that could just destroy me by fading. But I'd almost rather eat the chalk in one of these guys like Ozuna that's just been crushing left-handed pitching. And then, you know, the other thing to think about, too, is if they get to this bullpen early, like if they get to this guy and, you know, they put him out right away and they absolutely just shell him, like, I mean, then they could absolutely go off. So they're going to be really chalky, though. I tend to like fading chalky projected stacks, especially when a team has gone kind of cold. But, man, it's risky because this park is one of the better parks on the slate for sure. So, you know, if you like it, if you like the spot, and if you can find a way to fit these bats in, I say go for it. Otherwise, one way to attack this game, go with the guys that are hitting left-handed pitching really good, Ozuna and Duvall. You could play those two guys, and hopefully, you know, you get the right one-offs and, you know, find another game to stack up. And I don't think that's a bad approach at all.
You know, I'm not targeting Hamels. I'm not going to bother with it. I'm not going to play him. I'm not going to target him. But Hoop, like there are some guys in that Orioles lineup that hit left-handed pitching, and I think Pedro Severino kind of sticks out to me a little bit. Plus, got a nice fly ball rate this year. But any plays from the Baltimore side?
Yeah, I'm not going to really be on Baltimore, like I said. Like I just Coles. I'm not playing Coles, and I'm not really going to pick on him today, or not Coles, Hamels. Not playing him and not picking on him. I haven't been on the Orioles all that much, and I don't see myself doing it here.
I don't blame you. It's been a house of horrors most of the time when it comes to the Orioles. Hey guys, hit the like button. Ladies, hit the like button. We're 35. You still need 90 more, and we're already a couple games through this just 9-game slate. So move your tushies. Let's go. Like. Then one of you get some Run Pure Sports gear. Minnesota at the White Sox. So Lucas Giolito going against Minnesota. The White Sox are going to have to face Jake Odorizzi. AP, you know, these are not two easy pitchers here tonight. You got a nice couple offenses, but I don't like the spot. Do you?
I mean, Odorizzi is a guy that can give up some home runs. You know, what I was reading was I think the Twins would be quick to go to their bullpen, and they have an excellent bullpen there. So I think the total is indicative of how this game is going to go. I lean the under, actually, despite, you know, two high-powered offenses. I mean, these teams are battling it out right now. So, man, I can't play the Twins. I love the Twins. I'm a Twins homer, but I can't play him against Giolito, even though, I mean, he can give up the occasional home run for sure. But, man, he's been pitching really well. So, like, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see, like, Max Kepler hit, like, a leadoff home run and then them do nothing. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't want to take that risk. I don't think you need a one-off from that game banking on a home run, you know, from a guy like Max Kepler. I would just try to, you know, find an offense that's in a much better situation elsewhere on the slate. And then with the Twins, I think if they get to – or, I mean, with the White Sox, if they get to Odorizzi early – and I do think that he could give up some home runs. I think they go to the pen early, and then it becomes a matchup game, and you know it becomes risky then. So I don't think, like, I can't justify a full White Sox stack here. I think they're too expensive. Like, just do a Yankee stack or a Brave stack instead of White Sox stack here, because if they get to the pen early, then it's going to be tough for the White Sox to put up a big score.
Man, you got Salvi Perez behind you. You're close to Kansas. I mean, what are you doing with the Twins? I thought you were a Royals fan.
They make me money, man. The Twins have always printed for me this year when I played them. I'm not playing them today, though. So
kind of feel like they made me a lot more money last year. This year, the offense kind of come back down to earth when the White Sox.
Yeah, early in the season, they made me money.
No doubt about it. Hoop, any one-offs here? Any cash plays?
I mean, the problem all right, so definitely not on the Twins like Giolito. The problem with the White Sox, even if I did like them, man, those price tags, especially on DraftKings, like 5.5 for Anderson, Grandal is 4.7, Abreu 5.2, Jimenez 5.3, Moncada 5K. Like, just can't get there. Like, I'd have to go cheaper at pitcher to stack them up, and to me, it's not worth it. So I'm going to be fading the White Sox mostly due to the price tag. Like, I don't mind the spot here, but the price tags I just cannot get behind.
Yo, we need a whole bunch more likes, so hit it now. We only got 4 more games and then our stacks and one-offs and stuff, so get moving, people. Texas at Houston. Lance McCullers, guy that I think a lot of people are going to pivot to if they want to save money at pitching tonight. And then you got Gibson going up against this Astros team. They're implied for 5.5 runs this evening, Hoop. The guy here is Altuve, right? 3.4K. Like, do you just pop him in as your second baseman tonight? Hold your breath? What's up with him?
Yeah, so for cash games, this is a spot we're gonna likely be going to. It starts with Altuve. He's really cheap. He has not been great this year. There's no doubt about it. But you're banking on long-term form and his price tag. Price tag is very cheap, especially on DraftKings, 3.4K. I think he'll be a popular play, but one that I have a ton of interest in. He's 3K on FanDuel, which is also fine. To fill that second base spot. Second base is pretty weak overall, so just locking in a guy like Altuve makes sense. Brantley is 3.3K. That is also a cheap price tag. I haven't seen their lineup yet, but he'll probably be batting third. He should be relatively popular as well. I mean, but it gets you what our goal is today in cash games, and the goal is to get up at pitcher. So playing guys like this, Altuve, Brantley at these cheap price tags, helps us accomplish that main goal of, getting Cole DeGrom at pitcher.
All right, so you're playing Altuve too, aren't you, AP?
The way to get different on this slate, honestly, is to pay up to Whit Merrifield or DJ LeMahieu. Like, I think those guys are going to go on their own, just because this guy, like, I always like to punt at second base. It's usually a weaker position, and now you got Altuve, who's like 3K or 3.4K, whatever he is. He's going to be batting second? Is that lineup out?
Is the lineup out yet? I don't see the lineup.
I haven't seen it. No.
I bet he's going to bat second.
Yeah.
I don't mind eating that chalk. It's kind of like when it comes to pitching, like if that position isn't one that I think will kill me, and so really I'm sweating Merrifield and DJ LeMahieu going like, a home run plus a couple more hits or something like that to break the slate, then yeah, I don't mind eating the chalk at second base. So I like Altuve because it helps me to get, power. It helps me to fit in the two best pitchers or the 3 best pitchers. If you want to go the Bundy route with me, then it helps me get some power bats in there too. So I don't like the play. It just, I'm fine with it. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. It seems like not a free square, but kind of close to a free square.
Okay. Let's get away from that then. Let's go to the Cubs and the Indians. Get Savali going tonight on one side, and then John Lester on the other. And Hoop, if there's one thing that I've learned this year, was don't take anything away from John Lester's preseason and first couple of starts, because this guy, he's at the end of the line, man. And this is a guy that I would like to target just about any time he's out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on that. I do have some interest in the Indians from a cash game perspective. We get a little help, and that's by way of Delano DeShields batting second, and he is 2.2K on DK, and he's also 2.2K on FanDuel. The more important price tag is that DK won 2.2K. I mean, not $200 above the minimum, batting second. He has the stolen base upside. John Lester is terrible at holding runners on base. So I think he's kind of a free square for cash games. I think you kind of just plug him in. And like I said, guys like this help us get to that goal of, paying up at pitcher. So I think he's a guy that you definitely play. In terms of more value, Carlos Santana, don't hate at 3.5K. But, I have some moderate interest in the Indians. If I'm making like 2 or 3 teams, probably not going to go to the Indians. If I'm, mass multi-entering, I'll definitely have some exposure to them.
Okay. AP, going up against Lester. Are we trying it? Other side, too.
Yeah, just real quick, one other point on the Astros I forgot to make is Kyle Gibson's giving up a ton of home runs. He's averaging 2 home runs, giving up 2 home runs a start or something like that. I mean, he had 2, 0, 3, 2. So, I think you get high on guys like George Springer, who's hitting really well. You could throw up Bregman, who's pretty cheap. So I just wanted to make sure, I was clear on that I like the Astros. But hey, here's an idea I have. We can lock in DeShields, who DeShields is going to be popular too.
Yeah.
We can fade Altuve in tournaments, and then we can get our guy Witt, or we can get our guy DJ LeMahieu. Maybe I got to play around with it, but that's something I might look at after the stream. John Lester's not been good. I think you can definitely attack them, and I was just looking at the wins. They're not blowing in, right? They're just crosswind.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So I mean, I think that's neutral to helping, probably. Maybe neutral. So yeah, I like the Shields. I think the top of the order here is going to be pretty popular. But still, it's can you fit Lindor in? He's 5,600. Ramirez 5,400. I think these could be some interesting stacks if you can fit them in for sure. Franmil Reyes is a guy I like. He can hit left-handed pitching. And man, I don't like it. I don't mind attacking John Lester. He's just been terrible this year. So I can get behind that. He's had a couple okay starts, and then he had one good start against the Brewers last time out. Outside of that, he's been absolutely terrible. So I can get on board with that.
Yeah, we really don't have weather situations tonight, which is nice. I mean, it's smoky here in Denver again. This time all the California fires are coming. It's amazing. It's been a wild summer between the snow and the smoke. I
got one question for Hoop real quick. Just thinking about this. You got Jordan Luplow and you got DeShields, both 2.2K.
Yeah.
Or you could go Oscar Mercado, 2.2K. You ever just pay up, get the top end spins at pitching like we are tonight, punt with these guys, and then load up on some big boy bats? Or do you like the stack route, like a mini game stack on the team you're most confident on?
Yeah, so in this situation, I don't mind taking 2 or 3 of these really cheap guys and then going to my favorite offense and loading up. I wasn't expecting 2 or 3 of these full on punts, so when I go back and dig into my team, I got to see how feasible it is to get up to one of these top offenses. If you go to the Braves, I mean, some of those guys are pretty expensive, but reasonable. I mean, Ozuna at 4.7 is pretty reasonable. I have to look at it, but playing the 2.2, bottom of the barrel guys in pretty good spots just makes things so much easier when you're building cash teams.
Well, so you said there's just you were surprised by the amount of punts. Besides for DeShields, who else are the punts here? Who's the obvious punts that you're considering tonight?
I wouldn't call him obvious. He's not hitting good, but he has power. Like Austin Hedges. He's not been good though. So that's probably why he's so cheap. It's just interesting. If you look 6 through 9, you can't play Yu Chang, but if you
I'm talking everywhere, AP. I'm just talking Hoop was talking about some punts that he kind of dug up, and I wonder if you guys are maybe you're on the same page, different.
Well, you got so you got a bad pitcher in John Lester, who gives up a ton of hard contact, who's been hit all season, And then you got the Shields, you got Luplow, Mercado, Hedges, all 2.2K. I'm just saying it's interesting. Like, I might play around with the idea of like a 2.2K stack plus get the most expensive pitchers and then load up on, the guys that I'm most confident that could hit a home run or two tonight.
Hoop, come on. You brought it up here, and I didn't write enough of them down. Usually I make a little note for myself for everybody that, the guys that you like. So I only wrote down the Shields. Who's the other guys in this
from this
slate?
game or
the slate? Like you were saying, there's guys that you can punt with to get up. So who are those other guys?
Well, I said so. DeShields, I agree with Luplow, if that's how you pronounce his name.
Okay, I'll fix it later.
2.2K. Man, I've been rattling these suckers off as we go. I said, Mondesi's not a full punt, but like at shortstop, like 3.9, I thought was pretty reasonable.
That's all right. You did good.
I'll keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Get back to us if you find any others. Hit the like button too. We're only at 71. We're running out of time here, but
Brantley was the other one. He's
Brantley?
3.3. Yeah, it's 3.3K.
Brantley. Okay with Brantley. I guess Altuve at this point is a punt now, isn't he?
Yeah, those are cheap price tags.
I almost got to walk my comments back a little bit. Like their numbers look so bad. the bottom of this lineup. It's just interesting. I might, you need them just to absolutely get to Lester, and you just need. You just need the constant order to go around for that to work.
Okay. Again, we just got a couple more games to get to, Arizona and the Angels. So we got Dylan Bundy tonight, so I can't imagine you guys are too high on Arizona. And then on the other side of things, now we get another start from Caleb Smith. And in his first two starts, he went 3 innings both times. So he's not going deep into these games. In his first two starts, he struck out 3 in 3 innings. So he's not really going deep into these games. You're going to see some Arizona bullpen too. AP, either side here that we can attack. I mean, it seems like Trout and Rendon are always just in the mix here.
Yeah, I mean, Trout is 6,300 though. So like, I don't know. I can't pay 6,300 for a bat. It's the same like Acuna, like 5,900. If they get a goose egg, you're kind of screwed, and then you just feel like an idiot for rostering them. So I will say Caleb Smith has not been great this year, but he hasn't pitched a ton. He's he's pitched 6 innings. He's given up 2 home runs. So I think maybe Justin Upton. I want to get away from those. There's no way I'll be able to fit Mike Trout or Anthony Rendon into my lineup tonight with the route that we talked about from a pitching standpoint. So I won't be on him. Mike Trout could get a home run, but I don't think 1 home run from him kills me. I think at 6,300 he needs 20 plus at least to pay off that price tag. For me at least, if I'm paying up at pitching. So I don't mind fading him. And if he gets a goose egg, he's going to take 15 to 20% of the lineups out. So that's the approach I'll take. And same with Rendon, even though Rendon's he's due to put up a big number. He hasn't in a while. He's been consistent, but not consistently paying off a 5.8 K price tag.
All right. Hoop. I don't know where to go here.
Yeah, kind of the same concerns. It's like do I like the Angels offense tonight? Hell yeah, I do. But those price tags, man, it's not easy to play them. Even if you go down at pitcher, it's not easy to play them. I mean, Trout at 6'3", Rendon at 5'8", Fletcher 5'3". And there are some cheaper guys that go down like Upton. That's a good call. I mean, you can look at him as like a one-off. Not playing dusty ass Pujols. So yeah, I mean, I like the offense, but I mean the prices are just too prohibitive. I can't really get there.
So we got one more game left before we start doing some other things here, and they moved this game from San Francisco to Seattle because the smoke has moved up to Seattle now, so they move it back down to San Francisco. The Giants, man, they're going to take on L.J. Newsome, who is another pitcher that just doesn't go deep into games. You know, they throw him 1, 2, 3, 4 innings, and he's out. He had a nice little outing against the Padres where he picked up 13.2 DraftKings points at 4K, but he also only threw 4 innings that game, so he's not going deep into that one. On the other side, you've got Drew Smyly. Do we like going after Drew Smyly still? Is this our boy? Is Seattle in play tonight, AP?
I'm not playing this game. I've had we need Big T or one of the other guys on here to talk about the Giants. They've had far more success than I have targeting this team. This is one of the games that I crossed off. Again, though, you do have a couple power bats on both sides that you could play as one-offs. Kyle Lewis, for example, but again, he's 5K. We don't even have that lineup out yet, so I don't know if I want to play Kyle Seager, lefty versus lefty. I think Ryan, before we started this up, Ryan's motto was actually liking Drew Smyly just a little bit. I'm not going to play him. I'm not going to touch him at all. But so what that confirms for me is just I'm okay with fading the Mariners. And, you know, like Brandon Belt, I think his price is fine. I bet he gets some ownership. He's only 3,200 on DraftKings. Mike Yastrzemski, is that right? Yastrzemski? Yeah.
Like his grandpa.
I know this guy's won us some money in the past. He's cooled off just a little bit. His price is still up there. You got Big T's boy, Wilmer Flores. I'm not going to play these guys. If I had to play one, it would be Brandon Belt. Just from a price standpoint, I think he makes sense. I just like my boy Hunter Dozier from the Royals game instead.
Hoop, this game in play?
Yeah, I have a little more interest in the Giants. I think they're in play here. I don't think they're going to be highly owned. You know, for cash games specifically, Brandon Belt at 3.2K, you know, just kind of fit in that build where we're going to pay up at pitcher. 3.2K, first baseman, I think he's a strong play. And I like stacking these guys up a little bit. Yastrzemski, Dickerson, Flores. You know, even you go down to the bottom, it's not as exciting, but I don't think they're going to be overly owned. I don't think they're going to be super popular. So even if you do settle on those guys at the top, it's okay because the ownership's not going to be super high. So I like them. Probably is like my 4th or 5th stack, I'd say, and they should be low owned, under the radar a little bit. And like I said, belt for cash games for sure at 3.2K.
DFS Productions, like, why don't you have any Dickerson love? In the chat there, no Dickerson love.
I mean, no, Dickerson as well. All those top 5-ish guys, 6-ish, maybe 5. I like Dickerson as well. Yeah, he's only good price too, 4K.
He's the guy that won RPS some money. What was that? He had 3 home run game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, he was pretty. I really do like that offense too, especially at the top of the offense. Yastrzemski, Dickerson. Couple other guys that can play too. I don't know if you saw this, and hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. We're only at 80. We need 125. We got a good audience today too. You guys just being lazy. Do you see this where there's no off days in the playoffs for the first 3 rounds? Only off days are going to be in the World Series. That's going to be crazy when it comes to DFS and betting. Dude's just going to be rolling out every day. So maybe they'll have a day at the start of another series, but we got 3-game series, 5-game series, 7-game series, no off days. So take that into account. But I did get some good news today. College hoops is coming back November 25th. That'd be nice.
Love it. Love it.
I just want them to play the tournament like right away. Let's just play 4 months of a tournament without any off college basketball. That'd be really cool too.
That'd be pretty sweet.
All right, AP stacks, give them to me. Top 3. Boom.
Yeah, I like the Royals one I talked about, 1 through 5. Don't touch the bottom of that lineup. I like, let's see. You know, I like that Indians one against Leicester. Again, the bottom might be bad. I think Luplo or Mikado is as far as I'd go. And then let's see. What was the other one I had down? it's between the Yankees or Braves. I'm gonna stick to those two: the Royals 1 through 5, and the Indians.
Okay, I like it. What about you, Hoop?
Oh, I like the Braves. And like I said, it's easy to get unique with the Braves. You can literally play everyone in their lineup, all guys with some upside. Astros, and then I like the Giants as a little sneaky stack there. But just
Giants action. One-offs or home runs, AP? Who's your call?
Yeah, Salvi Perez, the guy behind me right there. I think he's going deep. He's been hitting really well. He hits left-handed pitching really well. And you know what? I'm gonna say Hunter Dozier follows him up in that game. I'm gonna call 2 home runs from Perez and Dozier.
Hoop.
I'm gonna go Adam Duvall. I'm gonna go. I want an Astro guy because I think one of them hits one. Brantley, yeah, Brantley. I'm going with my boy Brantley. Brantley, and then Brandon Belt.
Brandon Belt. Yeah, I don't work with AP very much. We don't see AP very much. He's always doing the important stuff behind the scenes. So just so you know, at the end of the show, I correct people when they screw up the names, okay?
And I like it. I like this. Have at it.
Today.
See, I'm at the point. Now I feel kind of guilty because I feel like I'm cheating the system a little bit because if I don't know a guy's name, I just don't even go there. Like
Why?
I just
hold on, you won't miss a great play because you can't pronounce the name.
At least I'm being honest. Full disclosure.
Is that why you didn't play this Dalton Varsho guy? That's probably right.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so it's not Tajon Walker, it's Taijuan Walker, AP.
I did notice that one.
What'd you call him? Like Ursula?
I said Gio.
Urshela.
I think I said Ursula, I'm pretty sure.
Both of you. And then it's not Luplo, it's Luplo. That's it. I mean, really,
you got a couple NBA guys here.
Well, no. Hoop's been pretty good lately. And actually, I didn't know about his strategy. So basically, what his strategy is, don't embarrass myself while killing all of our viewers, giving them any chance at winning a tournament because I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name that's going to hit 4 home runs.
Here's a way for the viewers to cheat the system. Now, if there's a guy with a long, confusing name and I don't mention him, I still might like him.
Touche, brother. That is a fine strategy. Yep. I like that.
You got to be thinking, right?
Good stuff, Camargio, as they're calling
it. Yeah, Camargio.
All right. What do we got going on tonight? I know that I am I'm taping a show with the young guys. I got Title and Rubio and those 2 guys. We're doing some football stuff there.
Yeah.
What do you
NBA shows dropping? You did the old guys last night. You got the young guys tonight. That's a member only show, I believe. That'll be up behind in the media section, behind premium content. Yeah, those are good, man. I'm gonna when I get my workout in, I usually listen to those. Those they do a good job.
Yeah. Then we got all the golf content is live, I believe. So make sure to head on over to Run Pierce Sports and check it out. And it's U.S. Open week, buddy. I mean, this is some good stuff.
Hoop, I got one. Can I talk PGA for 1 minute? So I got a guy that, oh man, you're gonna laugh at this. One guy I'm coming around on. Just looking at ownership projections, like no one's gonna play Rory, Snyder's boy. And, all right, I'm looking at. I hate the contests that are out there on DK for tomorrow, and I'm only playing that $100 Millie Maker. And if you look at the odds makers, like Rory's still one of the favorites to win the tournament. You know what I mean? Now they got to do that. They can't put these crazy odds on Rory.
What's the stat though? They said he's never finished like in the top 10 of an event where the winning score was less than double digits or something. Like he has to be.
I'm going to put him in one just to do it. Like he'll
cheap. Be so. I mean, he'll be like unowned. Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm extremely over the same guys we talked about. So
it's gonna be a fun one. Fun to watch, man.
Thoughts on Bryson? He said Bryson's gonna just pound his driver all over this course. I can't wait to watch it. I might play him in one too, just in case it works.
Well, the problem is they said like the rough gets like thicker the closer you get to the green. So like you bomb it way out there and you're in the rough, you're even more.
Oh, Bryson.
Yeah.
We done with the golf talk?
Yeah, we can move on.
Don't ever put me on a golf show. Like my blood is boiling now. Last time I played, I broke 2 clubs, threw another one in the lake. I'm just
if we're talking about actually playing golf, I'm right there with you. I'm not.
Oh, you're bad too?
Yeah, I'm not very good.
I used to be good, and it's just like I stopped, and now I'm too stressed out all the time. It's just a mess. Yeah, I'd rather like hit things. What's a good sport to hit things? MMA. The problem is they hit you back. I just got nothing. You know? It's like just one-way hitting would be fun. Hey, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at Run Pure Sports and at Run Pure Bets. We're always throwing out all the content. I know Costa's in there. He's still complaining he hasn't gotten a swag yet. Dude, you haven't even signed up for the site yet. He just asked. He goes, give me a good stick. I'll sign up for the freaking site already. I mean, this is good. You're getting free shows, but you're not getting the best of the best information. This is like great information, but the stuff behind the paywall is really where it's at. So if you've been winning with the free shows, think of what you're going to win with the stuff that you actually got to pay for. All right, Hoop, AP, say goodbye. I'm done. Thanks, Cappy, back in the studio.
Adios.